Hello, folks, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. And please don't forget to give this video a nice big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Today, I come to you with another Dear Harmony letter. So let's get into it. This, by the way, is a $64,000 question. Was not the easiest to answer. Anyway, here it goes. Dear Harmony, I finally have the time and financial stability in my retirement to feel comfortable dating again. Here's my question. How do I find a committed romantic relationship, yet avoid living together or getting married? I took care of my parents for 10 years before they died, and I'm not interested in nursing anyone again. At my age, finding a healthy guy who will be healthy for another 20 years can be challenging. Sincerely, Cautious Retiree. Well, thank you, Cautious Retiree. And as I was reading that letter again, I thought, well, gee, there might be a guy out there who's feeling the same way. Gee, at my age, it's tough to find a healthy woman who'll be healthy for another 20 years. There might be a man out there saying the exact same thing, was one of my first thoughts. Another thing that came to mind was, that famous line from Sleepless in Seattle, where Annie and Becky's coworker announces to them that statistics are showing it's more likely to get killed by a terrorist than to find a husband over 40. And Annie says, that statistic is not true. And Becky says, that's right, that's not true, but it feels true. So if you're retirement age, then you're way over 40. And hey, you're not looking for a husband. So let's just forget about all that and get a little more serious here. You are looking for a committed romantic relationship, presumably for the long haul, and one that doesn't come with some of the traditional responsibilities. And it sounds like what that means is, um, even if I get the feeling that even if you're not living together or married, when you're in a romantic partnership, there sometimes is the expectation that your partner will be a primary caretaker for you. All right, so there's a pretty simple way to eliminate that, and this would have to be on both sides. Um, you want to attract what you're doing in the world. Like, we naturally attract our own vibration. So if you want to attract somebody who thinks the same way as you do about this, then get yourself set up with end of life insurance, or illness protection, so that if you get ill, your family, or you can pay for nurses. So, what's good for the goose has to be good for the gander, or vice versa in this case. What's good for the gander is good for the goose. Um, so if you expect the person you're with to have those protections in place, to have those plans in place so that the burden does not fall on you to be caretaker, then do that for yourself. That way, if you're the one who gets ill or ends up in an end of life situation, you're covered. Okay. Um, that seems like an easy solution. And, you know, when you go looking for a partner, I mean, there's a couple different ways you can go. You can enter the dating pool, telling your friends you're looking for a partner and letting them know what you're looking for and what you're not looking for. And if you were to get on any dating apps or websites, you could be very explicit about, who you are and what you want for the long haul. You could just put it right out there, that you don't want marriage, you don't want to live together, you want the committed relationship, but for there to be enough independence and planning on both parts, that neither of you have the burden of playing nursemaid. So that's sort of my quick response to these things. Before I even, put all that together, I did a little intuitive reading for you today. I sat down and tapped into my intuition and I pulled some oracle cards on this for you. And the first one that came out, no lie, manifestation. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. You are wanting to manifest the perfect partner for your later years. And as you described in your letter, although really the only thing you described was, the health thing and the no expectation of marriage and living together. But those are two very important things, especially for people over 60. So, manifestation. There's oodles of information out there and pathways to manifest. There's the calling in the one, there's vision boards, there's in this day and age, there is so much new age stuff you can tap into on YouTube and books and anywhere else on the manifestation practices to call in the person that's perfect for you. And what I've come to learn about who we attract and who we're attracted to, it usually matches our own vibration. So if you're really happy with your vibration, then that's good. If there's any work you need to do on yourself to raise your vibration, then do that, obviously. But you will essentially attract somebody who's the same vibration in the world in terms of their humor or positivity or negativity or energy or how they show up in the world. Those things will probably be a match. Um, and uh, yeah, I mean, hopefully you will manifest somebody who matches on this vibe as well. Somebody who also feels the same way about caretaking, right? For in the elderly years, illness and whatnot. So I was taking a look at the other cards and what you got. I pulled two other cards for you because I was just very intrigued at what we could get here. And out of the Wisdom of Oracle deck, I pulled up Chaos and Conflict. And I think that's because your mind is maybe a little bit conflicted or in chaos about this because you know that this could be a potential conflict. Right now, it's just sort of an internal conflict. How can I have that? How can I do that? Um, and you can have and do whatever you want. So you got to get that inner conflict settled. And then the next card I picked is sort of like the ending to all that. I went to the Rumi deck because Rumi wrote lots of love poetry and loves us all unconditionally. And I got the courage of your love. So this card is about courage. So you want to manifest, you've got a little conflict internally, and you need to show some courage in this situation. And so with the conflict and chaos card, it's about how some things are non negotiable. All right. So you need to get clear on this issue of illness and end of life and living together, not living together. What are your non negotiables? Because the chaos and conflict card is about being at cross purposes and having a tension of opposites. So it's like, yeah, I want love and I want a partner, but I don't want to do this stuff. So that's where you got your tension of what might be perceived as opposites or cross purposes. Um, but it doesn't have to be that way. I don't think you see yourself at cross purposes, but you are defining a non-negotiable. It feels like a non-negotiable. Get real clear on that before you seek a partner. Now, the courage of your love card, the Rumi card, has very specific guidance, which I'm going to read to you. Listen up. This is great. You are not to give into less than you are worth, or to the shaming stories of others of our culture. You have a challenge before you, but have what you need to succeed and overcome it. You have what is required within you to be victorious. That's a very, very good message for your situation. And courage is also about speaking your truth. And you wrote to me with courage and speaking your truth to me, trying to get answers. So you've already demonstrated the courage. And if you were to jump into the dating pool, as they say, and put it out there that you're looking for dating and finding a committed relationship, you would, be wise to have the courage to be explicit about what you've told me, that you're looking for a healthy partner, somebody who's in good health, who doesn't have the expectation of living together or getting married. In fact, doesn't necessarily want that, and also has the finance or arrangements to take care of themselves should they get ill or be in an end of life situation. Now, and that doesn't mean that we're being insensitive here. Obviously, when we're in love with somebody or we love somebody, we want to be there with them or be there for them. But it sounds to me like you don't want all of the responsibility of nursing and caretaking your partner, and that's not unreasonable. So you've got to be explicit with your friends or however you're going about, however, when you meet men or if you're using dating apps, be clear. Have your, end of life insurance policy up to date, or make sure you've got, everything squared away if you get ill because I don't mean to be mean here, but I'm not going to be doing that. I want us to have fun and be partners, but you'll find a way to say it. The whole point is to have the courage to say it because it's only when we have the courage to ask for what we want that we get it. Okay. So, here's another little bit that came from the Rumi card that really touched me. It said, the path of freeing the heart from the effects of a fearful mind is an initiative into great power. So, or an initiation into great power. I can't even read my own handwriting. An initiation to great power. So it's true. Maybe you already know this, given you've already lived, pretty full life, that when our mind is fearful, it can take over what we do and what we plan. And when we free ourselves from the fearful mind, our heart and our soul can take over and lead us in the right direction. So if that helps you in any way here in terms of, you know, um, getting out of any state of fear and trusting that if you're meant to have another romantic partner in life, and that is a big if for everyone, really. I mean, let's face it. Some people have a great love, one or two in their life when they're younger, and then they don't get another one later on. The fact that you have the courage to go looking for it at your stage of life is fantastic. And we are living so much longer than we used to that it kind of makes sense to want to have more of those good times and connection all throughout our life. So, yeah, just free your heart from any fears of the mind, maybe with meditation or whatever pathway you want to take for that, and trust that, what, and if you want to manifest, use manifestation tools or tricks, to put it out to the universe that this is what you're looking for, ask for it, a match for your vibration, and trust that if it's meant to be, your matching vibe will show up. Hopefully, somebody with the same mindset. Um, so really, you have a couple of choices. You can just go about living and loving your life in your vibration, in your perfect vibration, and trust that the universe or your higher power will bring you that partner. Or you can be more deliberate, get on the dating apps, put it out to your friends, however you like to choose seeking dating in the dating life, and be and tell the truth about what you're looking for. I think it's refreshing when people tell the truth, and hopefully you're going to find somebody who who will do that too. If you hide, they'll hide. I'm sure at over 60 you've been through enough to know a few things about relationships and dating. And boy, I wish you the best of luck with this. I would love to see, you with a new partner. We certainly, some of us see plenty of movies, romantic movies where people grow old together and die at the same time, things like that. It's not everybody's story though. And I do know retired age women who are happy just being alone. And what I've also learned myself is that there's no way I'm going to be happy in any kind of romantic relationship. Living together, living apart, whatever. I'm not going to be happy with a partner if I don't first, if I'm also like first deliriously happy in my own skin, in my own life alone, in my own. That's why your vibration, your individual vibration is so positive, upbeat, happy, self-love. All those things matter because you want to attract somebody who brings those positive things to you, not the negative energy. So, anyway, that's the best advice I have for you to answer this $64,000 question. And I hope it satisfies and that you have good luck in your future prospects. So again, please don't forget to give this video a nice big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you next time.